Okay. With the first pick in the 2009 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Matthew Stafford, quarterback, Georgia.
Welcome to the NFL, Matthew Stafford. Hugging his parents and the rest of his family. The man who will be making more guaranteed money than anyone in the history of the NFL, more than anybody currently playing in the NFL, is about to step to the stage and take his first steps as an NFL player. Right towards the commissioner wearing the Honolulu blue hat. He is a Detroit Lion. And there are hugs all around for the Lions fans who are here in Radio City Music Hall. Mike Mayock, Matthew Stafford is the #1 overall pick, 9th time out of the last 12 #1 overall picks to be a quarterback.
6'2" and a quarter, 225 pounds, a better athlete than people want to give him credit for. I've been very demonstrative about the fact that I thought Detroit should go in a different direction. However, he has elite arm strength. I believe some inconsistent pocket awareness that he can work with once he gets into the NFL. But the thing is, he can make every throw. He's got a huge arm. He's very athletic.
With the first pick in the 2010 NFL Draft, the St. Louis Rams select Sam Bradford, quarterback, Oklahoma.
You're a young man and you're exposed, and forget the money and forget the fanfare and forget it. Let's boil it down. All these folks today, and you're going to see the next 3 days. It's been a dream. Maybe I can play pro football. You guys understand it, Tommy and Steve. Maybe I can coach in the league. And now it's realized. But right this moment.
He should call Matthew Stafford tomorrow on what it's like to go into a ball club that has not played well, that does not have a winning tradition recently, and that I'm going to have to figure out a way to leave, because this is one of the more dangerous spots in pro football and the most dangerous position in pro football, quarterback. And that's why this might be the best moment for the next 9 months that he's going to have. He's going to have a tremendous amount of work ahead of him, and he's going to be tested by every inch of whatever he has, a capability of emotional, spiritual, physical, whatever he's got. He's going to be tested at its length the next 9 months to get to that first year, that rookie year, with such high expectations. It's a tough spot for anybody.
Yes, let me just point out these just for the folks at home as you watch Sam, and what a great spot. Well, let him meet the commissioner first and get the jersey, and he's the 3rd player from Oklahoma to go #1 overall. And if he has the success that Leroy Selman and Billy Sims did, well, then it would be a heck of a pick. But Peyton Manning went 1. How'd that turn out? Carson Palmer went 1. Eli Manning went 1. How'd that turn out? Michael Vick, a good player. But Tim Couch, David Carr, Alex Smith, DeMarcus Russell, Stafford last year. You still even at
And here comes the commissioner.
With the first pick in the 2011 NFL Draft, the Carolina Panthers select Cam Newton, quarterback, Auburn.
For the 11th time in the last 14 years, dating back to '98, Peyton Manning, a quarterback, has gone first overall in the NFL Draft. Will the result be similar to Peyton Manning, which has been pretty darn good? Will the result be something else? There have been #1s that have been pretty darn bad. But there, hope springs eternal at the NFL Draft. And Cam Newton is a specimen unlike most any others ever to play the position. I'm sure both of you gentlemen agree.
Well, I think the thing about the NFL now is the rules. And you have a big kid at 6'5", 250 that's able to shrug off defenders. You can't hit him.
coach and maybe a new QB.
With the first pick in the 2012 NFL Draft, the Indianapolis Colts select Andrew Luck, quarterback, Stanford.
It's pretty much or assumed, and then for the last week or so, it's been known for sure that Andrew Luck, 31-7 at Stanford, certainly someone that commands all sorts of presence, someone who in 3 years threw for close to 10,000 yards, 82 TDs, 22 interceptions, and is a much better overall athlete than you would think. Is that fair to say, Mel?
No question about it. We think about what Cam Newton did in the NFL with the Carolina Panthers. Andrew Luck comes out last year, which he could have. He would have been the #1 pick for the Carolina Panthers. Cam Newton may have been a Buffalo Bill. History, as we know, it would have been rewritten. So when you think about Andrew Luck, that's how good he is. Best, in my opinion, at quarterback since John Elway in 1983. Would have gone ahead of Cam Newton last year. Now he's with a Colt team. That's to do a job. Ryan Grigson, the new GM, has got to build up that talent base around the quarterback. So his career resembles Peyton Manning, not Archie Manning, who never had the personnel around him to be the great quarterback he could have been.
The green room off the stage. Send him out, Chris Vassallo. Get him out there. Here he comes with a name.
First pick.
With the first pick in the 2013 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Eric Fisher, tackle, Central Michigan.
So talk about a first. First time in a long time that we didn't know who the first overall pick was going to be. And a first, it's a Central Michigan Chippewa, the school that sent Dick Enberg out into the world. Dan Meyerly. That is amazing. Now sends Eric Fisher to Kansas City as a first overall pick in the draft, Mike Mayock.
You know, Rich, when I put my top 100 out there a week or so ago, he was the first name on the list, which tells you how strongly I feel about him. He's a Pro Bowl left tackle. People didn't want to question him going to the Senior Bowl. He's from a smaller school in the MAC. I put on the tape against Michigan State where he pitched a shutout, then against Iowa where he pitched a shutout, and I thought he had as good a week as anybody did in Mobile, and it kind of shut up all the critics and announced that he had arrived. So
let's see if they do it again now. Here's the commissioner with the first overall selection of this year's draft.
With the first pick in the 2014 NFL Draft, the Houston Texans select Jadeveon Clowney, defensive end, South Carolina.
So the tears are flowing.
6'5", 266 pounds. He's got 34.5-inch arms, and he ran a ridiculous 4.53 at 266 pounds. This kid is explosive. He flashes in every game. And what I try to tell people is when he woke up this morning in a very nice hotel room, he was the most talented defensive lineman on the planet. But really, the knock on him is that he's not always consistent. We're going to go to our own Hall of Fame defensive lineman back in Los Angeles. And Warren Sapp, you've been openly critical of this young man. What do you have to say?
I don't have a problem with him being the #1 pick, Mike, because when you look at him on tape, you see those spots and those flashes that you talk about, and you understand why he's so special. And he's a rare talent. And the only thing you got to do is look at his measurables. You don't find a young man that big, that fast, that strong every day. He's a once every 15-year talent. He's the #1 player. Houston has their work cut out for him, getting him in that 3-4, pairing him with J.J. Watt, and letting him go after Andrew Luck because that's a task.
With the first pick in the 2015 NFL Draft, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers select Jameis Winston, quarterback, Florida State.
Well, Jameis Winston, you know what he did. Heisman Trophy winner, 26-1. As a starter, won his first 26 game, only lost the last game in the Bowl series. So Jameis Winston goes down the road from Florida State to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
With the first pick in the 2016 NFL Draft, the Los Angeles Rams select Jared Goff, quarterback, California.
So there it is. The Goff-Wentz question has finally yielded a result and an answer. It's Jared Goff, Mark.
We've talked about it ad nauseum. He fits what they do. They believe in him because he can play day one. And again, running game, stout defense, minimize what he has to think about. Think back to Matt Ryan and Joe Flacco, their rookie years. Very similar situation, and they stepped in and played at a high level.
He looks good in blue and gold, doesn't he? Here's a guy that wasn't even born last time the Rams were playing in Los Angeles. But you know what? He's the exact right fit, Rich, because we're talking about the best friend of a young quarterback is a running back in a defense, and he's jumping onto a team that has that kind of support for him to excel fairly early.
And you think about even off the field, this is a California kid. This is a kid that the city of LA is going to fall in love with. This is a West Coast kid. He loves California. And through the recruiting process, he didn't want to cross the Rockies. Right? He wanted to stay on the West Coast, and now he gets to play his professional career here in Los Angeles. That's outstanding for the young man.
And Coach, a picture tells
Goodell.
With the first pick in the 2017 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Myles Garrett, defensive end, Texas A&M.
So in the end, the commissioner and lather, rinse, repeat here as you see the reaction from Myles Garrett at the NFLPA player debut party, the #1 overall pick. It's the 5th time in the last 11 drafts that an SEC player goes #1 off the board.
Hey, you think about the Cleveland Browns, Carl Nassib, Emmanuel Ogba, 2 kids going into their 2nd year, showed promise as a first-year performer coming off the edge. Now you add Garrett to that group of pass rushers in a division with Ben Roethlisberger, Joe Flacco.
With the first pick in the 2018 NFL Draft, the Cleveland Browns select Baker Mayfield, quarterback, Oklahoma.
And yea, verily, this party is underway, people. Baker Mayfield, from a walk-on at Texas Tech, couldn't get on the field, walked on to Oklahoma, and 3 years later, Heisman Trophy winner, and now he walks out of here knowing he's the #1 pick in the NFL Draft in 2018. Again, started at Texas Tech, left after 1 season, and he was the Big 12 Freshman of the Year. Then went to Oklahoma. In 2015, he was named your starting quarterback. And let's just say he had a good run, Suge, in 2017. Heisman, Maxwell, Walter, Dave O'Brien Award winner, Player of the Year, and of course, all those Big 12 championships. He believes in himself, Lewis, and that belief was